Hello, dear students. I am Bhimgowda Patil, your English teacher. Today, let us start with the study of language. The first question that arises when we hear the word language is, what is language? As we all know, language is a means of communication. So, as we all know that language is a means of communication. When I say language, it doesn't mean that language is only English language. Language, so to say, is any language that is spoken by the human beings. It may be Hindi, Kannada, Urdu, Marathi, Spanish, Japanese, Russian, any language. These languages are the product of the human ideas. We all know that the animals also communicate, the birds also communicate. They have their own methods of communication. They have their own methods of symbols of communication. But the words, the sounds that we human beings produce has a specific definition. There are many linguists and there are many philosophers who have defined language, who have given different and clear meaning to the word language. There is no perfect definition for language, but we will start with the study of the popular American linguist named Edward Sapir. He defined language in as much as possible a clear way. At first, I will read the definition in whole, and then we shall break up that definition into different parts to understand what is the definition, what is the meaning given by Edward Sapir. Edward Sapir says that language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of voluntarily produced sounds. As I said, I have read the definition. Now we will break it into different parts. There are some 4 different parts in this definition. The first one is language is purely human. Language is purely human. We know that the animals communicate, the birds communicate, but they have not produced any words. They communicate through signs. They communicate through different sounds which are not easily understood by the common human beings. So, this language is purely human. Humans have from many ages, from many years, thousands of years, humans have tried to create language. We all know that before the birth of language, if you have studied history, before the birth of language, that is written form of words, human beings used to communicate through symbols. If we study the hieroglyphics in pyramids, they have a message to communicate. But later, when language was invented, man or the human beings started to use the letters, the words, and the related sounds to it. So, the first part tells that language is purely human and non instinctive. It is non instinctive. What does this word non instinctive mean? Non instinctive means that language is not a God's gift. We have sight as God's gift. We have hearing capacity as God's gift. We have walking, working, all other capacities as God's gift. But speaking is not a God's gift. Man or the human beings have learnt it. It is not instinctive. It is not a gift by birth. It is a learnt habit. It is learnt by the child. It tries to imitate, it tries to copy its parents and other relatives who speak in front of it. See, for example, my mother tongue is Kannada, but when I was born, I did not know that I can speak Kannada. When the parents, the relatives, or the elderly friends, they started to speak in Kannada, I listened to those words and reproduced those words. This is how language becomes a non-instinctive method. Then the definition continues. Non-instinctive method of what? Of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires. It is a method of communicating the ideas. The human brain is filled with ideas. And we as human beings cannot keep those ideas in our head forever. We have to express it. We have to tell it to others. This is where the communication comes. This is where the language plays an important role in communicating the ideas to others. What else? Ideas and emotions. If I am happy, if I am sad, if I am angry with others, I can express it through words. Ideas, emotions, and desires. A basic desire is hunger. If I am hungry, I have to ask for the food. If I am feeling cold, I have to ask for a sweater. If I am thirsty, I have to ask for the water. This is the desire. Then Again, this is where the communication comes, and the communication is done through language. It may be Kannada, Hindi again, or the English. So, it is a method of communicating the ideas, the emotions, desires by means of voluntarily produced sounds. What is voluntarily? Voluntarily is I have decided to use these words. I have planned and decided to use these sounds. So, voluntarily, they do not come automatically. Imagine if I am thirsty. I can ask for water by just giving a signal by means of symbol. I need water. I need water. If I need food, then I can say, I can tell it by the means of non-verbal communication is I need food. But if I want to express it through words, then I have to produce the sounds. The sounds are related to the objects that I need. The sounds are related to the things that I need. I can say, I need a glass of water. I need a glass of water. I am hungry. I need some food. I need fruits to eat. Is it? And emotions. See, I can tell that I am sad today. I am happy today. I am angry with you. Then what? Emotions, desires, ideas. All these things are communicated through the means of sounds. And these sounds are learnt by the human child when it grows in the family, when it interacts with the society, when it tries to communicate with its parents, relatives, friends, peers, and others. So, dear students, I'll read the definition again before I conclude this talk. The definition says, Edward Sapir says that language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of voluntarily produced sounds. Thank you for listening, my dear students. In the next class, we'll continue with other definitions of language. Thank you.